Hey all, welcome to Let's Sit With It, a space where we sit with our thoughts a little bit longer. Inspired by my conversations with my loved ones, we're going to be talking about our feelings, we're going to be talking about our experiences, and just basically our life journeys. And today I have my guy.
Well, go on.
People call him Felix, although what do I call you?
Shags.
That's what's up. That's what's
Shots
up.
for Shegun.
So, me and Shags are going to talk about how we've accepted the many iterations of ourselves because we've grown a lot. We've known each other a bloody long time. Friendships, relationships take work, but they also take really tough and hard conversations. And I feel like me and Shags have gone through those phases really well. There was nobody else that was better to do the first one with. And because of our relationship, especially because it's a female-male dynamic, it's not one that a lot of people are comfortable or have experiences and good experiences with, because you know what's said about male-female relationships. So yeah, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about our story, how we've accepted our evolution. Shex is going to ask me some questions. We're going to do some random tests to actually see if this guy is really my friend. But yes, let's get into it. Let's get into it. We
I'm
have
excited to be
drinks.
here.
Okay, let's cheers. Let's do it. Cheers.
Sante. No, you need to look me in the eye when you're cheersing me. That's the protocol.
Oh, this boy.
Sante.
Why are you looking?
It's part of the culture.
What's culture? I'm Nigerian. So let's start from the beginning. Our journey. How do we know each other? Tell us.
So Moyo and I met at uni. And we're talking about this off camera, right? It's like we can't pinpoint when exactly.
I think it's 2014.
The stories are a bit
because that's when we started uni, but this boy seems to think it's 2015.
So
I don't get.
My theory is we met in 2014, like freshest week, but we didn't really become friends until 2015, like early 2015.
Okay, if that's what you're talking about,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and I don't know. From the moment I met Moyo, she just had such a magnetic personality. She laughed a lot. She's just good vibes, just good energy, and you know, I'm really drawn to that. So it was pretty much a no-brainer. I know when you meet someone and you're just like, I feel like would have been friends. Yeah, would have been friends regardless of how this life journey went. So yeah, that was how we met, and I'm really grateful to have her as a friend. Like she said, we've grown so much over the years.
But no, for real, like me and Sheg's relationship is so peculiar, and I think what I've really enjoyed is that from the beginning to like now, who we are fundamentally has not changed.
Yeah.
So like he says, like I'm really like joyful, so easy. Like I think we really prioritize playfulness. One thing about Shegs, if there's rocks, just text me billions. Rocks deal.
After party where?
So like for me, what I've really enjoyed is that we've always prioritized fun and enjoyment, but we are also really serious people.
Yeah.
Who have done a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you are Mr. Kahada, extraordinaire, travel extraordinaire. Don't play with him. You've done so much in your career. You have taken risk and like gone so far that I don't think you fully like grasp like how far you've gone with your journey. Crazy. So let's talk about that exactly. So from the beginning to who we are now, what do you think has been like an important element of how we've accepted each other through change?
I think we've given each other a lot of grace. And just been curious about each other as well. I feel like sometimes in friendships, you just start being friends and you don't really know how it happened.
Yeah.
And you don't really get to know each other on a deep level. And I personally went through a phase where I was like, I want to discover my friends constantly.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume that the person you are today is the person I met when I was in uni.
Yeah.
Because we were 19 and now we're not 19. I feel like to really understand someone and watch them grow and evolve, you have to give them grace because they're their own person. You know, I don't and I've never seen you as an extension of me in any way.
Yeah.
Right. So I take you as you are, and I make an effort to learn you over the years and just ask questions and understand who you are today and how you see the world, what your vision is, how you've changed. And I feel like that's a really important part of allowing your loved one's space to evolve and accepting them at every stage. And then if you've seen something that you think should be discussed, let's say you do something that I'm like, I feel like that's not who you are.
Yeah.
I have the space to tell you that
Exactly.
Because we have a relationship where we give each other grace,
Yeah.
we feel safe enough to share those
That's right.
perspectives, and we just
Yeah.
take it from there. So, yeah.
And I like
it's
what
a
you
good
said
part.
about like, I'm not an extension of you. Sometimes I think we get into that trap where we start to think we own people,
Yeah.
and that, you know, whatever they do is a reflection of us. And
Yeah.
I think it means that we dim people's lights, and
Yeah.
we dim how they kind of flourish through
Yeah.
life. So that's what I've really enjoyed in our relationship. Through the evolution, it's so important to just accept your friends. If you don't understand something,
Just ask.
like, ask. And it's back to that curiosity piece. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't get their behavior, hello, sorry, this is not who I thought you were. But like, allow me, introduce me to this new you. Like, let me come on this journey with you.
Yeah.
And then just generally in terms of like, okay, we have curiosity, we have the whole piece of like just allowing each other flourish. But what do you think is like a particular thing to us that has made our relationship like good through the years? Because it doesn't mean we don't fight though.
I can't remember the last time we actually disagreed on anything.
I think we
physically.
have disagreements, where
But they're not fights.
we're not
ever.
fights.
It's just one
because
conversation.
I think we can usually like
Yeah.
talk things out.
Yeah.
Like, I may not agree with you on this, and
Yeah.
like that's your piece, but like,
Yeah.
you know, again, because you don't have to have exact same views as me,
Yeah.
we know how to let things go.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like cause issues within our friendship.
You're really funny, and that's one thing that I just really enjoy.
My job here is done. Thank you very much.
That's the last compliment I'm going to give her today.
That's my
I'm
favorite
joking.
type of compliment.
Like, Moya's jokes, man, and I'm the kind of person that I like having fun, and I like not taking life too seriously, because
Yeah.
life is serious anyway. Right? We know that, we live our day to day, and it's nice to be able to spend time with someone knowing that you're just gonna have a good time, and you're just
Yeah.
gonna laugh and, you know, have great conversations, and just lay back and just chill.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like the human aspect of our relationship is really important for me personally. So yeah, that's a critical part of it,
Yeah.
and it's something I've always enjoyed from the minute I met you till 10 years later.
Yeah.
It's still the same dynamic, and it's still something I really enjoy. I think those kind of things don't really change fundamentally.
Yes.
I think
It's
something
just who
else,
you are, right?
right? And going back to knowing who you are, I feel like we both really grew to understand our values, and we had those conversations very early. And that's something I think you kind of led with, because I don't think I really had those conversations with you at the beginning. Like, you were the one who was really like, you know, what are your values? Like, what do you care about? Those different
Yeah.
things. Like, you were really curious, and I think that just established like a shared vision for like who we are,
Yeah.
and really got us to understand each other at the fundamental level. And that just creates space for you to get closer, to really get the person that you're friends with. Yeah. Which also extends into grace as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good. Something that I have loved. Okay, I think you share in my joy well. Like, I've never had a moment where I've said, I can't tell Shegs this because he might start to feel funny, or he might start to move mad, or like he might start to think that it's good things only happening to you. Like, you share my joy well, you share my pain well as well. So it's not just one side of things.
Yeah.
But whatever feeling I'm feeling, you sharing it well. You're really good at just like, for instance, if it's good news, high pain. Like, nobody really high past you. Who they?
Because you're a superstar, man. That's why, like, there's no
Thank you. Just on the piece of you sharing my joy. So, like, for instance, I feel like we've had, although we are the same age, I think we've had different stages at different times.
Yeah.
I.e., I started working and you were still
Job
doing
hunting.
your masters.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Master, I don't know which friend you're talking about, too.
Sorry, sir.
Different friends.
Explain, sorry.
You see your life? Can you see? You started working, and I was still. Oh no, because I did a placement year.
Yeah, that's.
No master.
Look at this
It's
boy.
not the same thing,
Master's
bruh.
placement year, what's different?
Jesus Christ, I wasn't studying. That's different. That's
Fair
actually different.
enough.
So you finished a year earlier than me, even though we
That's
started
right.
together.
Yeah.
And then you went off, to start working and started building a career. And I remember, just like being in uni, like, you know, the friends at the time that I had were just breaking our necks in the library.
Yeah.
And you're going to the office every day. It's just like
A different life.
different life. And so you had different struggles
Yeah.
compared to us, and it was still nice that we could both like relate to each other, because you were having struggles that I would probably have in the future, so you could guide me in that sense and
that's
give me
right.
advice. And then I guess with us, you could just reminisce about the times that you just
Sweet
finished.
days.
You know, because uni
Yeah.
was, yeah, we had a good time, didn't we?
Oh, we did. That was Birmingham days.
Ah,
Can't even talk too much here. My
you
daddy's
know, it's,
watching
it's
this.
coded, it's coded. If you know, you know. You have to be
That
there.
Birmingham steez was
You have
different.
to
It was
be there.
different, man. But so like on that piece that
Mm.
you know, I was working, you were still in uni, but there was no feeling of like Moyo is here, shining, doing her own thing, and like I might be in the background.
Never.
And I think that's what a lot of friendships sometimes lack when it feels like one person is the one shining for the moment,
Yeah.
and like the other person isn't in quote,
Yeah.
and how they navigate that. Because
Yeah.
I think like for now, for instance, like I'm doing what I want, and you are shining in your industry, and
Thank you.
that's my joy. It's my joy to hype you and be like, we've already seen this coming. It's only private jet that is left for me to put my leg out.
Well.
Yeah. So like for me, I really, really value how you've shared in all the different phases of who I've been.
Yeah.
You know, when I moved from banking to PE, and I remember calling you, and you're like, PE, babe! Hey, PE, babe! Like, all this shouting, like, you were so excited.
More billions. That's what she saved as on my phone, by the way.
Because,
'Cause
why
we-
did you
we
say me
know-
as billions, actually? Segue.
Because I know where you're headed.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
man.
Like,
that's so
I feel like, I don't know if every friendship group has this shit, but I feel like as a friend, I have a vision for where I think my friends can go,
Yeah.
based on their track record, based on what they care about, based on their trajectory.
Yeah.
And I see your path, and I also see your potential.
Yeah.
And you're great at what you do. You've always have been. Do you know what I'm saying? But you work so hard. A lot of people who know you from afar probably just see like maybe the lifestyle or like you know the things you
The lifestyle
you
costs,
like.
though.
You get like it costs money. We have to work hard for that
Yeah.
stuff, and like you very much embody that. Like I've seen the grind. I've seen you do your ACCA. Like you know
Yeah.
you're studying hard. Like we'll see you for months. Like that type of thing. So when you go out there and like you're succeeding in your career and you're doing well, it's just like I just see the potential because I know how hard you're going to work to continue to build that foundation for yourself
Yeah.
and execute. So when you start your own PE fund,
Please,
You
I'm
know,
looking for
and-
investors.
and I'm looking for investors too.
10
So I
mil
know I'll
upwards.
call.
Yes, it's actually fundraising.
I'm fundraising.
So
and I'm gonna
actually-
call you. You know, run me some checks. So
Of
let's make this
course
money.
now. But it's actually fundraising on a very serious note. If you are an investor and you're into the tech, travel, space, this is your guy.
Please give me
I'm
a
not
call.
even like
Let's
just because
talk.
my friend. Like he's doing really big things.
Thank you.
You better jump on the train now because if you miss it, you miss it. Being able to be a part of my journey, and me being able to come to you, but I think it reflects on how you treat me. So like,
Yeah.
and how I see you treat yourself actually. So like you
Interesting.
take risks. I don't know anybody in my life that can decide they're in a good job. They just want to quit. Come and say they are building one travel something. I remember the day you called me. I said, okay. We don't get stressed now. Like we just have to support
Well,
you.
yeah.
So like in retrospect, I look back and like when I made the decision to like step down and leave like the big money and everything, I remember my point of reference was you.
Really?
Yeah, I was
I
like,
knew that.
Shags is taking risks.
Oh shit.
I won't die if I step down from this role.
No, you won't.
And I do what I actually want to and just be able to relax and enjoy my life. I think that comes back to like your friends. Like sometimes I think we're looking for like big, mentors to inspire us, but your friends are there to inspire
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
And it's allowed me to navigate my change because I know you are the perfect blueprint for that.
Yeah.
So
That's really kind. Thank you.
Aw.
I appreciate that.
okay, it's okay. You don't. Why are you crying?
I'm tearing up.
You're actually so right. You're so right.
And actually, I want to make a point on
Yeah.
that, on you, taking a step to kind of build the life you want for yourself. I remember you called me about it, and after I got over the shock, I just remember feeling really impressed. And I told you that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just impressed by the courage to take that decision because I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. I've done it. I know people who've done it. And I know you are not the most like risk-seeking in your personality.
Yeah.
In a way, you know someone so well, you know that like for this person to make this decision, they've had to really push themselves. So they must really want whatever's on the other side of that risk, right? And it's generally really impressive. Still to this day, I use it as an example when I talk to people about taking risk. I really do, multiple times. And it's just the importance of taking risks sometimes, and you have to believe in yourself and believe in your own taste and your own vision for your life to be able to
Yeah.
do that. And also just kind of rationalize the decision, right? Like you won't die. Like if you've been smart about your money, you have some savings and stuff, you can take the risk, you can afford it.
Yeah.
A lot of people can afford to take risks that they think they can't.
Yeah.
So you doing it, just like how you've seen me as a blueprint, as an inspiration, there are other people looking at you and watching your moves and thinking, oh, more like if she can step down from that position at that level, at this age, and almost pivot,
Yeah.
like it's possible.
Yeah.
So if Moyo's done it, then you know it's
They can
something
do
that
it
other
as
people can do.
well.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's genuinely very, very impressive, and I think you're probably underestimating the impact it's going to have on your life, and on the people around you, because people are going to be inspired to do the same thing.
Damn, like, oh my god, that's so beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the seriousness for us to do something a bit silly.
Let's do it.
Because now we've yarned that we're friends.
Yeah.
See all this plenty talking now.
Yeah.
So we're going to do like mini quiz to see how real our friendship is. I'm actually a bit scared
Why?
because this thing can break friendship.
Impossible.
Because
We're here.
We're here.
We're inside these
yeah.
trousers together. We're not going anywhere.
But I really feel like old friends don't tend to know like the small details of each other's lives, as in like small, really like petty and like day-to-day things. But new friends probably do. But let's test it anyway. So, T, are you ready for our question? Hooray! Look at her shake. Kenny, why are you laughing?
Shout out to Tia and Kenny for the support.
Yes, they're supporting us in the background. Real friends, real friends.
Alright. Bad haircut or bad dye job?
Bad haircut or bad dye job? Hey,
So is that,
which
do
one?
you want to answer for me or?
Yeah, I'll answer for you.
Okay.
I feel like you would much rather a bad dye job than a haircut.
Yeah,
because
facts. No, that trim has to be
that
crispy.
that's these.
It got to be
heavy.
crispy.
Yeah.
Shout out to DVF Cuts.
Yeah. Just start promoting your barber here.
Why not?
Just start that rubbish here.
Shout out to my barber.
You see why you can't do anything with men? If it's not gangster, you people are promoting your barber. Like, what the heck? Yeah. What for me?
I think it's the same.
Bad dye job.
No.
Ah.
That's same as me. Like bad haircut. Like the way they've done their hair.
Which one would you rather? Is the question, Shags.
Oh, my bad. It's been a long day, man. You would rather have a bad dye job.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. Yeah. Go on to next one.
Sauce on the side or sauce on top?
Sauce on the side, like stew.
Yeah, go for stew.
Oh, which I'm so rough.
I mean, shit.
I don't eat sauce, so
Huh?
yeah. Like, how don't you know that? I don't. Tash, right? I don't eat mayo, like all that.
Oh, like condiments.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm still thinking about stew.
And you are doubting that did we just chop?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, what are you talking about? Why are you pretending for the camera? On top.
What would you do? I feel like yours is on the side.
Stew.
Sorry, on top. Sorry. Sorry.
Hey, tell me along. Hey, on the side, who does that?
People like, you know, when you're serving, like when people are serving their husbands or wives, like they put it on a bowl, but they will eventually put it on the stew. Actually, you're right. You're right.
So I mean, I think we're talking about on the side, like let's say there's rice and then on the same plate, there's stew.
Okay.
On the side. That's how I was visualizing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go on the side initially, but you still put.
Yeah.
Not
If it's
that
in
you. That's
it
right.
has to end up on top, Sha.
That's right.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's how we like it.
I agree.
Bad breath or bad odor?
Why do I have to have bad of anything? Oh, none.
Okay, like experiencing it. Would you rather experience bad?
I don't-
bad odor?
No.
Let's answer it now.
I don't like that question.
I like that question. That's spicy.
Either or.
Would you rather experience
So-
bad breath or bad odor?
I feel like for you, God.
If you know me, you know it's a no-brainer for me, man.
That's pressure now. Why did you do this thing? Bad odor
I would pick bad odor.
as opposed to
Yeah.
as opposed to
Yeah.
bad breath.
Yes. I prefer that. Yeah.
I know my guy now.
Come on now.
Uh-uh.
You
What's
can't be
mine?
doing that. Your mouth can't be smelling. Like armpits, we can manage that. We can do a little spray, but where your mouth is hot, it's a bit.
No, but you can brush your teeth.
It's
though.
a bit techie though.
They're saying if the person never, which one would you rather?
It has to be body odor.
Oh, for real? Okay, fair. What's mine?
I can that one. I can. It's still a struggle, but
You can manage.
yeah.
Fair enough. What's mine?
Initially, I was gonna say same as mine, but I feel like body odor is the worst for you.
You know, because it
Yeah.
actually is. You have a bad character.
Yeah.
Why? Like before you step out of your house,
Yeah.
you must have that together.
Yeah.
Like, why are you not oppressing me? And this London underground. This London
Not
underground.
the oppression.
That nobody even gives space for you to even.
Everybody's back like sardine.
Like sardine. Oh no! It can't be. It can't. That smell is. I'm very particular about smell. If I enter somewhere smelling, I'm leaving. Or if somebody you know how my face is like. I've already started like
She started doing.
There's something smelling here.
Checks. This place is a bit. That's it. Am I lying? That's exactly how she's gonna be. It's a bit too. I think we should go.
This is too real because I can't even beat this allegation. That's me. Okay, next one.
Sneezing or coughing?
You would prefer sneezing over coughing?
Okay, for you, I feel like sneezing as well.
Yeah.
Really?
I prefer coughing.
Eh?
Yeah.
So what should be coughing?
Because coughing is
what?
there's different styles, you know, different styles. So like,
Shegs has PhD in coughing.
no, I really don't. But I feel like you can cough kind of like it's light, you know. And we're not talking chesty cough.
I assume the coughing they're talking about is
it's chesty and then like a heavy sneeze.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that sneeze pee as well. Like when someone starts, is
I can't
techie.
pick.
Like
Like,
that sneeze.
I'd rather
crazy.
neither.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
But
Like I've seen some people sneeze on the train. I'm just like, are you mad?
Oof.
Like, why are you doing that?
Rich and famous or rich and unknown?
If you don't know my own, then this friendship has no basis.
I know what you would choose, but I also know your tendencies. So my answer's a bit of a curveball.
So I feel like I know what your tendencies will. I mean, hey, English. What time is it
What
again?
time is it? Nice.
So like inside joke, Shags and like one of our other friends, Shaf, seem to think my English
It's not a
dwindles
it's not a
around
thing.
evening time, 9 o'clock. But it's not
not a
that
sin to
time yet,
think.
so I'm okay.
For the last 8 years, around 9:30, Moyo's English starts to get. We don't know what it is. It starts failing.
It's still that bad. Now I feel like I know what you say. So just answer it straight. Then you can give the context.
You would rather be rich and unknown. But I feel like you like to pop up here and there. So I feel like you like to be known for certain things. But overall still have like an air of mystery about you.
Yeah.
Like people don't know how you bought a house on the Amalfi Coast.
Right.
But you want people to know you have a house on the Amalfi Coast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the way they say on TikTok is there will be signs.
Yeah.
There will be signs that I have money.
Which you will.
Servers, you should keep it. Keep it. There will be signs that I have money, but the extent to which I have money will never be known. And like for the majority of my life, I will be quiet. I don't need anyone to know me as by like to like. In fact, I don't want anyone to be aspiring to inspire me or whatever the English. Don't inspire to aspire. But there will be signs. Oh, for sure. You, this is tough.
I'm curious to know your answer.
And you know what? This is tough because now that I see you in your bag of being a tech founder, I feel like it can be a mixture. Where I think like myself, you want to be known for what is your own thing, and outside of that, like you don't send anybody. So I feel like rich and what was the option of quiet? Rich and quiet, or what was the option?
Rich and unknown or rich and famous?
Rich and unknown. But again, them gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we both share that. We don't particularly aspire to fame in any way. But we definitely aspire to influence and recognition.
Yeah.
But that's like a nice to have, and I feel like for both of us, it's as a result of doing good work.
Yeah, actually
And
doing work.
creating
Like we're
value.
not trying to be recognized
For rubbish. Yeah,
Do you get
facts.
like
Yeah.
if we're doing good work in our industry, but I also feel like if we didn't have it, like it also wouldn't stop the good groundwork we're
Facts,
doing.
yeah.
But it would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Now, what I'm going to talk about, I feel like people use this in context of couples, but obviously we're not a couple. Although we do be beating the allegations. This friendship has been 10 years. I don't think there's been a year where someone has not thought these niggas are dating. But we're not. I want us to talk about love languages. What our love languages are and how that's, again, allowed us to navigate our relationship. I think we know how to, if I can use this word, serve each other well.
Yeah.
So we know what's important.
Yeah.
We know how to like show up in the right ways.
Yeah.
And I think that, again, just is a part of how we've accepted each other and our many iterations.
Yeah.
So, what is my own love language, first of all?
Definitely, as love language for you, like someone doing, quality time, for sure. Acts of service, for sure. I think those are like your top two, from what I've seen and over the years. Gift giving, I don't know. I feel like you appreciate gifts, but I don't know if that's like.
It's important too. Please.
No.
It depends who sees this thing. It's important. It's important.
I feel like you appreciate it, but like.
It's important. Please don't let him trick you.
But it's not your number one.
Important.
It's not your number one.
It's not my number one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I actually did it recently, and my order is actually acts of service.
Of course, yeah.
Then it's words of affirmation, and then it's gift giving. Quality time is actually, I think it was 5th. What's the last one? What's the other one? There's 5. Can't remember.
Can't remember that one.
But
Interesting.
I think it's either 4th or 5th.
Has that changed over the years? Because I feel like.
Physical touch.
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
number 5.
Yeah.
That's number 5.
Yeah,
Rubbish.
you're not a touchy person
I'm
like
not
that.
touching. Leave me alone. Please don't touch me. Thank you. So I feel like the order has changed over the years.
Yeah.
I think also just depending on where I am
Yeah.
in my life. But
Yeah.
I feel like the order you said is not wrong.
Yeah.
That was what it was for a very long time
Yeah.
in life. But I think just depending on, I'm a lot more independent now. The quality time is important to me, but I know my friends are there. Like for us now, we've been 10 years deep in this relationship. I know you are there. The same time I wanted to spend with you at the start is not the same right now.
Yeah.
Although I prioritize our time together very differently now.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like now yours is words of affirmation, acts of service, then quality time, and then gift giving. Number 4.
Yeah.
And number 5 is actually no. I will swap quality time with gift giving.
Interesting.
And number 5, that
Physical
one
touch.
no concern me.
Mine changes relatively frequently. Acts of service was something that I didn't really prioritize for a long time because I'm just very independent. Like I'm so used to doing things there. So
I do agree.
it's the older I get, the more I realize how much I like acts of service.
Yeah.
Because I don't ask for things from people. Like I think you definitely be able to attest to this. Like I'm a pretty low maintenance friend.
Yeah.
I don't bother anybody. I don't ask for things. I don't really. All I ask is people just show up for me, be there when, and then we celebrate.
Yeah.
That's it. And I'm cool with it, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, it's acts of service thing. I think, at least in a relationship, it's become a little bit more important. Because it shows care and consideration.
Yeah.
And I really like that because I value like my friendships.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, so you're not entirely wrong, but I would shift.
Just that.
Physical touch is quite nice too.
Who did touch you here?
No, as in
No, I said not to concern me with that one. Keep that one to
okay,
yourself.
sorry, ma.
Like, why you telling me about your physical touch?
Just
Oh, okay, for the girl that is
eh,
interested. It is pretty important for him.
I feel like in friendships too, like
I mean, we hug and stuff.
we do,
but
yeah.
Like,
'Cause should we talk a bit about affection in
okay.
friendships?
Especially because we are a male female.
Yeah, I
Go
think
on.
that's a good, yeah.
You go on.
I feel like physical affection can very much be misconstrued as something else
Yes.
by other people.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I've known about you for a long time is that you're pretty physically affectionate with your friends, both male and female, and it's not something that I've ever thought was like weird or anything like that.
Yeah.
it's something because I wasn't like that before.
Yeah.
And through you and some other friends, I've actually grown to be more physically affectionate with my friends.
Wow. Okay.
Both my female friends and my guy friends as well. And now I understand how important it is.
Yeah.
You know, so you're one of the people that definitely set the trend for that. But I can see how that doesn't help beat the allegations, because a lot of people's friendships aren't physically affectionate. They don't really.
I mean, I feel like it comes to they don't like each other, but that was a couple.
That's
Another.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like my friends. Like, if I call you a friend, I really love you as a person. And so I think the idea of liking people and just being able to like share their space is actually so special to me.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, like you guys would be here, like it'll be Rex, would be you guys. The way I can just
Yeah,
stretch my legs
balance,
out.
yeah.
Like, do you get like? But for me, that's always been a safe space, and it's been nothing more than that, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like if someone did observe us, that's why many places we go, people will be like, you people are, or if it's, you know, we're talking about earlier on today, you know, just the way like my guy friends have treated me, they've like treated me like egg. So the way I'm treated generally, when I'm with you guys, is like almost like. Are these people dating? Or, you know, the way you guys approach me, the way you guys talk to me. So I think, but I don't think it's anything more than we're just friends and we actually care about each other.
And I think the fact that people always assume that we are seeing each other shows the lack of physical affection in a lot of people's friendships between that male and female dynamic. And if you're watching this, it's important to be physically affectionate with your friends.
Facts.
Like hug them, like tell them you love them, like just show them that you care. You know, in whatever way feels comfortable for you, Sha.
That's
of
right.
course, we're not saying that you have to.
You have
but
to be huggy and doing all the.
But just like express it. And if you're uncomfortable with that, you can grow into it as well. Because I'm testament to that. I definitely grew into that shit.
And somebody in the background too is growing into it.
Facts.
Glory to God.
Facts. We thank God. So I think it's important that we definitely emphasize that point. Because like you said, it shows a safe space. If you actually care about someone, you're going to be comfortable with them.
That's right.
You know, but also if that person shows affection in a way that you're not comfortable with, you have to talk about it too. You have to be open about it. I'm not really a hugger, you know.
And give them a space without also judgment.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that openness, pardon me, when your friend is sharing that, actually, this is not for me, comes back to that part of how you accept your friend.
Facts.
Through the many phases they are going through.
Yeah.
So, like, if hugging is not my thing, I know that if I said it to you guys, it doesn't mean that I love you any less, or you interpret it as like it's a problem or something like that. So I think also that space to allow your friends to just be is so important. But that's next thing actually. Sex ways us. Hey.
Yeah. Segue.
Who they?
Oh god, I need a drink for that one, man.
So that is this slide just perfectly?
Let's segue. We can segue perfectly. This allows us to segue perfectly into.
Very good. Very good.
English. I went to school. First class.
It's not only you that go first class. You know, let us rest is 20.
Because I was in a tutu before now. So it's a big thing for me.
Turn around in uni, like
I was fighting for my life.
Bruh. But that allows us to segue perfectly into the next phase, which is just discussing when your views aren't necessarily that of your friends. And you know, for anyone who might be in a relationship, when I say relationship, and I use that word quite generally, so I normally mean friendship, it could be fatherhood, motherhood, whatever. You're in a relationship that you feel like people are the other person or people in general are judging you for how you're evolving in your thought process, in your opinions. How would you advise or recommend someone to navigate that situation?
How should someone navigate people
so like
judging them for their evolving opinion?
Like I've evolved so much, so I have to give an example. There was a time, I think after my last relationship, where I feel like my views in general did a 360, you know, of love, of life, and everything. If I can put it quite frankly, I think I became a little bit more vulgar, a little bit more free.
That you absolutely did, yeah.
Not
you started swearing more. That was interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean that was a moment,
Yeah.
and I caught myself knowing that actually that's not what I want.
I was proud.
My dad is going to watch this thing. I think Sheikh is what encouraging this babe to do.
Uncle Noves.
I'm joking. But like that was a beautiful time that I think you were watching. And I remember we came to your house to gist when I was giving you like the lowdown of everything. And I remember you just sat like, well, so you can talk like this. And the shock on your face, but it wasn't a shock where I felt like, oh, I should stop. It was one where I could just be myself. I mean, we had conversations after where you would say, I didn't know your mouth was like this. So, but those moments never constrained me.
Yeah.
It allowed me to just feel like, yeah, this is a safe space.
Yeah.
So for someone that might not have, and it's not necessarily sometimes thoughts, it might even be the way they want to express themselves in terms of how they want to dress, but they feel like their friends will have something to say. So I remember recently he said, oh, you want to start dressing like that. I said, who's holding you? You just better dress how you want to dress, you get. But like, whatever expression and whatever way it takes, how would you advise someone that doesn't feel that safe space in their friendships?
I think if it starts with just really knowing who you are and accepting who you are. And accepting that you're also evolving as a person.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes life just carries us in its wave, and we don't take a step back to think about who we're becoming.
Yeah.
You know, so I think having that moment of self-reflection, that introspection, is really important.
Of course.
Because from there you can understand what you are communicating to other people as well. That starts off with knowing who you are.
Yeah.
And when you're confident about the place you're in, and you're giving yourself that grace, what people say about you when you come out of that and you start communicating this new version of yourself or this evolved version of yourself doesn't really matter, because you know this is who you are.
That's right.
And you're living your life in the most authentic way, as long as it's authentic. If you're becoming someone you're not out of a breakup or something like that, then that's very different. And at that point you need to be open to feedback from people. If your friends are telling you, your family's telling you, any relationship you have is telling you that, I can't lie, like, you know, you're spiraling or you're changing a bit, we don't really know who you are anymore. You have to be able to realize that that person or those people are telling you that from a place of love and a place of grace and accountability.
That's right.
You know, so I feel like it starts with like who you are, knowing who you are, accepting who you are, and then communicating that, and just being coachable. You know, because you also still continue to evolve.
That's right.
Right? So who you are today is not going to be who you're going to be in like a year.
That's right.
The foundation will still be there, but you have experienced different things. You'd have been exposed more successful. Maybe, I don't know, like a shock happens, you have to adjust to that. You know, so many things. That life is life, man. So yeah, it starts with like you as a person and knowing who you are, I think. Yeah, and just having the confidence to communicate that.
And I think another thing about like, if you don't have the people around you who can accept you changing, is that I think sometimes you have to be able to differentiate between, are they not accepting because it's also new to them, or is it coming from a place where they don't want you to change, and that's their way to constrain you because of either like jealousy, envy, you know, they don't want you to, you know, like sometimes there's a way people will try and dim your light.
Facts.
And you know, they can see that you're going a certain way and they're like, no, can't allow this. So they'll start to make certain comments of like, you've changed, or actually the way you're dressing now. You know, like sometimes I remember there was a period that when people would be like, oh, she's an Ote babe. It used to be an insult. But now the Ote people are the one that are cool. Do you get? But it's those little things that, imagine if you were in that zone and that was the phase and the evolution you were going through, and people are trying to just box you in. So I think it's really important to, number one, come back to, as far as like your authentic self is not changing, that's key. But you being able to know the actual almost like where your friends and family might be coming from. There's
a balance to it.
Being able to be sure of them as people. So like, if you tell me more like, I'm not understanding this new phase, there's a certain respect I have for you, because I know that it would not be coming from a place of trying to dim my light, but rather a genuine concern. So for anyone, I think it's actually really important to differentiate between those two. So you also don't take people's like comments and
Yeah.
whatever on when
Yeah.
it's not actually coming from a genuine place.
Yeah, facts.
But if it is something that you feel constrained and you don't feel free in your friendship, a conversation has to be had.
Yeah.
And I think that's a
Absolutely.
tough thing people don't do. They don't have hard conversations.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you're judging me. It's a really tough
Yeah,
thing to say to
it
a friend.
is. Yeah, it is. It is.
But if that's how you feel,
It's valid.
It needs to be
It's
talked
valid.
about. Yeah.
And because it takes confidence, right? Like
Yeah.
you have to be confident enough to actually say it, knowing that it might risk the friendship as
Yeah.
well, depending on what level, what level, what kind of relationship it is. And then whether it's a friend or a family member, like it also differs,
Yeah.
right? So it's a tough one. I mean, we're not going to say it and say, oh, it's not hard, like
Yeah.
it's difficult. But I feel like these things, especially with things like judgments, you can always feel it. You can try and wrap your head around it and try and rationalize, or it's because of this, because of
Yeah.
culture, it's because of whatever. But if it feels wrong, if it feels like something that you should address,
Yeah.
address it.
Yeah.
Because the peace on the other side of that comes out to the understanding
Yeah.
of like where that person's coming from, because it might feel heavy and bad, or like they're trying to attack you.
Yeah.
These times they just care. They just don't know how to express it because they
Yeah.
might be scared of how you feel when they
Yeah.
tell you that.
And that's another thing to consider.
Yeah. It's
And that's
not
why
always about
conversation's
you.
So useful.
Yeah.
Because you can just talk it out. Sorry, I thought you would feel this way.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, I think people just need to prioritize getting the fundamentals right in friendship. And I'm not saying this as people that have done it perfectly, but
I have a question for you.
okay. Let me see.
It's about evolving
Okay.
as a person.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote an article recently on Recessland.
That's right. By the way, great article.
Thank you.
Amazing.
It's been getting a lot of love, I can't lie.
Shags knows how to write where it sparks your imagination in a really good way. And he walks you through the process.
I appreciate that compliment. Thank you. So if you haven't read it, please check it out. It's pretty good. I'm sure we can link it somewhere.
We'll link it.
Yeah.
For sure.
So my question to you is, how are you taking care of your inner child?
Wow.
And it's a heavy one, isn't it?
Okay, talk about accepting iterations of ourselves, because we're once children. We're once young. How am I taking care of my inner child? Wow. Who did?
You need a moment.
Wow, I gotta sit with that. Let's sit with it.
Let's sit with it. Yeah, let's sit with that
Okay.
shit.
I'm taking care of my inner child by prioritizing joy, laughter, playfulness, ease, and just allowing myself to learn. Because I think as children, we were constantly in an environment where we were constantly learning, but learning didn't feel tough.
Yeah.
It felt like just a part of who we were.
Yeah.
So for me now, it's being able to enjoy. So like I said to you, like I'm in a phase where I've taken like a break and everything, but I'm trying to really get into my bag of being an archivist. And what I mean by that is like a lot of the greatness and a lot of great things we're talking about, I want it to be documented. I want it to be, this is a part of that. I want it to be somewhere that we had this moment in time, right? But that goes back to who I was as a child. Like my dad always used to say, like, you used to do your own thing. It involves talking, involves you just doing what you enjoy.
Yeah.
So I think that's how I'm taking care of myself now. That whatever idea comes to mind, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It doesn't have to be a podcast or YouTube series. But it came to mind, and that's enough that I put all effort to honor it.
Yeah.
So, and it's just playfulness, like just being joyous. Like,
Yeah.
we're really doing this on a random, what's today? Friday,
yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Because I want to.
Yeah.
And that's how my mind works. That's how I constantly just, like, Moya, you were once a child with dreams. And the dreams didn't involve having a certain amount of money and having a certain amount, a level in your job or in your career.
Yeah.
It just involved you being.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing.
That's really powerful.
Yeah.
And I think that going back to who we are as core beings, recognizing that we still have a 6-year-old inside us, a 9-year-old,
right.
a 13-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 20-year-old, as we get older, it's really important. Because I feel like when you look at children, right, like, they just become friends. Like they
That's right.
They talk about random things. Like they just play. Like there's no plan. There's no, we don't have to schedule anything. It's just, can we just vibe?
We're just existing.
We're just existing, and we're just enjoying the moments as as they come. And I feel like as adults, like we should try and do that more.
Okay.
granted, it's difficult considering where we
Get
live
busy.
and that we get bills. There's time constraints, all that stuff. But the moments where we can do that, I feel like we just connect on a deeper level.
That's right.
And even when I was at recess land with my friends, and like those moments we had where we were just joyful, we were just playing, having a good time, just busting jokes. Like when we got back from recess land, we ordered pizzas and we're just eating in the Airbnb, all of us in one room.
Me reading that, I was
talking
so happy for you guys,
rubbish.
especially as like young black men.
Yeah.
That was like I was reading.
It was
like, I'm
really
proud
nice.
Of you guys
Yeah.
that prioritize
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
And something I didn't put in the article that I thought was really powerful was we actually did a gratitude circle.
Right.
On the
You
beach.
told me about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was really powerful because like sometimes even though you're really good friends, you're super close, you hang out all the time, you don't always tell each other how much you appreciate each other.
Yeah.
And it goes back to that affection piece, right?
Yeah.
Which again is something I really value in our friendship. I feel like as guys too, like we don't show affection to our guys enough. And I really wanted us to be in that moment and just capture that and just
Beautiful.
let each other know that like we love each other, we care about each other, like we're really grateful for this moment here, and we know that that's going to carry us for a long time, because God forbid anything happens to anybody, you don't want to look back and regret that you didn't tell your guys that you love them because
For
of
real, man.
what you were scared, you were shy, or like you thought it's gonna
That
sound somehow.
I'm shy is a thing.
Like it's just
I'm not shy.
yeah. There's no shyness. To be shyness is a mental blocker.
It's a blocker in general.
Yeah. There's no time for it, and it's something that I definitely struggle with.
Yeah.
Over the years, and still to this day, like I will talk myself out of doing certain things because I'm shy, or like I don't like how I might look doing it. I don't want to look silly or whatever.
Yeah. The fear of being seen trying.
Fear of being that's some real shit,
yeah.
and I think we've navigated that quite well over the years, but we know how hard it is to do that.
It is. This is why having good friendships is just so powerful, because if your friends back you, then you just almost feel invincible. That's it. But even through like the many things I've done in my career, there's been moments I've like, girl, do you have the strength and the brain and everything to do this? But then I'm like, my friends think I can do anything. Who they like?
Did you get literally?
Literally, I have all the ginger in me to make it happen because you guys believe in me.
Yeah.
And it's so critical. It's so critical to have good people.
Yeah.
To have people who they can go to the ends of the earth for you.
Yeah.
So important. And again, it's one of the things I really am just so grateful that we have.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
Our friendship.
So I guess my second question is, where do you see our friendship evolving to from here?
Evolving to...
Like, how do you think our friendship is going to continue to grow? Do you think we're going to change? Do you think certain things are going to stay the same?
I think...
Are we going to spend more time, less time? Like, how do you...
To be honest, seeing our trajectory and seeing all the many things that we will do, I think we're going to spend less time and probably not be in the same country because of the many plans we have. But that less time does not equate to not being connected or knowing the details of our lives.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to get more intentional about how
absolutely
we prioritize making time to speak, making time to see each other. And I think because of where we are, the jobs we do and everything, we will always travel. Isn't it just to say I'll meet you in Mexico?
Are you in Paris?
Are you in Paris?
As in Tokyo, you want to go for the
like
your husband in Germany. I'm here for 2 days less. Yeah,
exactly. So
I'm excited.
But where I do see it going is that we have our own separate families.
Yeah.
And we merge our families, and our families start to feel this friendship and love that we have.
Yeah.
And it almost like flows into the people we marry, the children we have, and all of that. So I'm really excited for like us. We're doing adulthood right now, but like I want to see us in parenthood, in wife and husbandhood. Like I want to see how we evolve through that.
Yeah.
Again, because we are a male-female dynamic.
Yeah.
But I think we do it really well, because when we have partners, we know how to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We know how to step back and like also build that trust with our said partners.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm really excited for where our relationship.
That's a really good point. Like I feel like the way we've been around each other's partners has been really great.
Yeah.
like I've seen how you are in relationships. I've seen the things you do for your partners and how you involve your friends in that as well. And like we get to meet them, and you know, it builds a level of trust as well. You know, and obviously you did the same on my side as well. So I actually really like that part of our friendship and dynamic.
It's been a beautiful conversation. And I love the many things. We've probably gone on tangents knowing ours because
he likes to chit chats.
Too sure. I'm just so happy I got to do this with you. Like I said, like this is hopefully something that'll become like a series, you know. I hope to do one with my dad, do one with my friends, my girlfriends, my best friend that hopefully will come in very soon. You know, I want to do it with different relationships in my life because I just feel like my relationships honestly is the bedrock of who I am. I've been formed, nurtured well in my relationships, so to share that with the world. And like I said, if you guys don't take anything from this, I beg laugh we beg you.
Just small
laugh.
Just a little giggle, you know, just so.
But yeah, I'm in my archivist bag, documenting our lives, documenting how we're growing through life. But one thing for sure, the greatness will be televised. It will be televised, and I'm so excited for all that you have coming. You guys, please check out Kahana. Like I said, we're fundraising, so we need coin. Literally, if it starts from 10,000 to 1 million and upwards.
Why are you laughing?
It's more money now.
10,000 minimum.
These are viewers. Money guys and girls.
I have to bring the funds. We need to build technology.
That's right, and it's really going to. I mean, tell them what Kahana is about. Actually, I think that would be really good.
So I'll keep it very brief. So, Kahana is a travel technology company that I'm building, and the main aim of Kahana is to build an app that makes it really easy for people to travel together. So we want to solve the fragmentation problem in the travel space. So when you want to do trips with your friends, your family, any trips that involve multiple people.
That's right.
Right now the process is very broken. You have to juggle 5, 6, 7 different apps and websites to manage those trips, from communication to booking to payments. So what we're building is a platform that brings all of that into one place, makes it super easy, super collaborative, so we can get more trips out the group chat.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think we will all need that because there's many trips that have not been out of the group chat because we're planning this, people are stressed. So it's a very useful tool. But yeah, I'm excited for the next series. So you guys just stay tuned.
Please like, subscribe.
This is not YouTube. But please like, follow. Yes. I might make a separate page for this because
Why not? Archivist.
My gifts and my mind.
I'm
an archivist right now, so
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, and also maybe I'll get to share a little bit of my, my poems and my writing.
No, this is your space.
My romantic steez.
This is your space, man.
Hey, who they? You guys.
Moyobilia. Let's go.
I've said that too many times today, so pardon me. That's just my favorite thing on the internet. But thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure. I love you too.
It's a pleasure to be your friend. It's a pleasure to do life with you.
Oh, that's really kind.
And this is just a beautiful space. And it's over.
It's over.